Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. The Curse of Oak Island, a baffling artifact and a new tunnel, keeps the team guessing. This week on The Curse of Oak Island, the team was fired up after discovering an ancient ornate artifact, and the drill team continued to locate previously unexplored tunnels in the area of the garden shaft. After an action-packed start to Season 10, the Fellowship of the Dig seemed to be playing the waiting game for much of this episode. They are waiting for the Duma Mining Company to excavate the garden shaft, and they're waiting for the Mune technology sensors to return data so they can begin mapping under the surface of the island. In the meantime, the drill team is keeping themselves busy by attempting to track the course of a tunnel approximately 40 feet away from the garden shaft. But on last night's episode, they complicated matters by uncovering a second tunnel at a shallower elevation. Unfortunately, their progress has now been hampered by the Mune detectors that are placed in the ground not far from the garden shaft. These sensors will not be finished collecting data for another few months, and the team can't risk damaging them by digging nearby. Rick and the guys came up with a compromise and picked a spot to dig that they felt was far away enough from the detectors and could still hit a tunnel. However, to the viewer, it looked a bit like a hopeful shot in the dark. Mysterious artifact is found on Lot 8 of Oak Island. Meanwhile, Gary Drayton and Jack Begley found an interesting artifact in Lot 8. The ornate artifact, which fitted comfortably in the palm of Gary's hand, was a flat object decorated with symbols on either side. The archaeology team, led by Laird Nevin, were baffled by the artifact, each stating that they had seen nothing like it before. The object went into the XRF machine, X-ray fluorescence, which concluded it was a copper alloy. The metallic makeup, coupled with the handmade markings, all suggested that this was a very old object. The CT scanner took over and cut through all the erosion to give the guys a clearer look, but the object remained a mystery. Expert suggests Oak Island find is a ceremonial object from Europe. The team drafted in Dr. Edwin Barnhart, an archaeologist and specialist in the Mayan civilization, to take a look. He, too, seemed a little baffled by the strange object and suggested he be allowed to study it in more detail. Barnhart did speculate that it could be a religious icon and was likely used in a ceremonial function. He also guessed from its metal composition that it probably did not come from the Americas, but was most likely European. The guys previously uncovered what they thought was a gemstone from a brooch on Lot 8. However, they were recently informed that it could have been from a Masonic ceremonial breastplate. Perhaps these two items are linked. Like so many episodes, this one had more questions than answers. On the plus side, the Dumas crew should have the garden shaft excavated in the next month or so, hopefully allowing the guys to finally get underground and into the money pit. The Curse of Oak Island has long held the fascination of treasure hunters, historians, and curious minds alike. The mystery surrounding the island's hidden treasures and baffling artifacts has only deepened with each passing season, drawing the Lagina brothers and their dedicated team further into the enigmatic depths of its lore. One crisp autumn morning, as the sun cast its first golden rays upon the windswept shores of Oak Island, a new chapter in this relentless quest began. The team, seasoned by years of trials and unexpected discoveries, gathered at the edge of a freshly unearthed tunnel. This new tunnel, carved through centuries of secrets and whispers, promised to hold answers, or perhaps more questions, about the elusive treasure that lay buried beneath. Rick Lagina, his eyes alight with the thrill of possibility, stood at the entrance of the tunnel, feeling the weight of history pressing down upon him. His brother Marty, practical and analytical, examined the structure of the tunnel, noting the peculiar craftsmanship. "This isn't just another tunnel," Marty said, his voice tinged with curiosity. "There's something different about this one." The team's archaeologist, Dr. Miriam Swen, joined the brothers, her hands gently tracing the ancient stones lining the tunnel's entrance. "Look at these markings," she whispered, her voice filled with reverence. "They're unlike anything we've seen before. Could they be a clue?" The markings, a series of intricate symbols and cryptic carvings, seemed to pulse with an ancient energy. The team's historian, Professor David McGregor, quickly began deciphering the symbols, his mind racing through the annals of history and legend. "These are Templar symbols," he exclaimed, a glimmer of excitement in his eyes. "They suggest a connection to the Knights Templar, and perhaps a deeper layer to this mystery than we ever imagined." As they ventured deeper into the tunnel, the air grew cooler, and the walls seemed to close in around them, as if the island itself was guarding its secrets. Each step echoed with the footsteps of those who had come before them, drawn by the same tantalizing promise of untold riches and ancient artifacts. The tunnel led them to a chamber hidden deep beneath the island's surface. In the center of the chamber, illuminated by the flickering light of their torches, lay a baffling artifact, a beautifully ornate chest, adorned with jewels and strange, glowing symbols. The chest seemed to hum with an otherworldly energy, and the team stood in awe, mesmerized by its presence. Rick approached the chest cautiously, his heart pounding with a mix of excitement and trepidation. He reached out, his fingers grazing the cold, smooth surface of the artifact. As he did, a sense of profound connection washed over him, as if he was touching a piece of history itself. Marty, ever the pragmatist, examined the chest with a critical eye. "This chest is centuries old, but it's remarkably well preserved," he noted. "It's as if it's been waiting for us." Dr. Swen, her expertise in ancient artifacts, carefully inspected the chest's intricate design. "These symbols are a blend of different cultures and eras," she said, her voice filled with wonder. "It's as if this chest holds a convergence of history." As they carefully opened the chest, the air filled with a strange, almost magical resonance. Inside, they found a collection of items that defied explanation: a tarnished silver chalice, a fragment of a weathered manuscript, and a mysterious glowing stone. Each item seemed to hold a piece of the island's long-buried secrets, whispering tales of ancient civilizations and forgotten lore. The manuscript, though faded and fragile, contained passages written in an archaic language. Professor McGregor, his eyes gleaming with scholarly excitement, began translating the text. "This speaks of a great treasure, hidden to protect the knowledge of the ages," he read aloud. "It mentions a curse placed upon the island to guard its secrets." The glowing stone, warm to the touch, seemed to pulse with an inner light. Dr. Swan held it gently, feeling its energy resonate through her fingertips. "This stone is unlike anything I've ever seen," she said, her voice filled with awe. "It's as if it holds a power, a key to unlocking the island's mysteries." As the team pieced together the clues from the artifact, they realized that this discovery was just the beginning. The chest and its contents hinted at a deeper, more complex puzzle, one that intertwined the fate of the island with the destinies of those who sought its secrets. Driven by their unyielding determination, the Lagina brothers and their team vowed to continue their quest, delving further into the island's enigmatic depths. Each new tunnel, each baffling artifact, brought them closer to the truth and to the heart of the curse that bound Oak Island.